everyone, this is CricketSong with Lunar Wisdom, and this video is going to be another tarot spread video. And this spread that we're looking at today is called the Enmeshment. So this particular tarot spread comes from the book Illustrated Tarot Spreads. I saw this on Wicca Gem's channel. He did a book find or something like that, and showed this book and talked about it briefly. I'll put a link to the video that I watched. And this book has all different kinds of spreads in it. And I figured I'm going to go through some of these. Some of them are really interesting. So the one that we're doing today is found on page 44. This is the particular spread, the Enmeshment. And the word enmeshment means tangle. So this is a interrelationship spread, a spread if you want to do a reading for you and your partner or for two other people and you want to see what the entanglement is. So the cards, you lay them out. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so it looks like this. So we're going to start over here. So the first card, this card represents, how does my partner see me? How does my partner see me? You know, the other thing I need to mention, I'm sorry, this reading is done only with the major arcana cards. So if you're doing this reading, you're only going to use the major arcana cards. So the card that I pulled here is the Star. So how does my partner see me? I would say this, that my partner sees me as a wish come true, sees me as the fulfillment of what they desire, or a manifestation of what they desire. That's how I would read that. The second one is, how do I see myself? Now remember, as I said, whenever you are doing readings, determine for yourself whether you're going to read reversals or not. And if you are going to read reversals, how are you reading reversals? So this particular card is the Sun, and it is reversed. So how do I see myself? I generally see the Sun as the energy of positivity, warmth, enabling growth and expansion. But because this is sort of in a reverse, I feel like that's the potential within the person, within me, but I don't recognize my own potential. So I may be self-sabotaging. I may think I'm unable to do things, even though I have the ability. Maybe I feel like I don't nurture enough. And the truth is I nurture quite a bit. So that's how I would read that. So then the next position, card number 3. This card represents, how do I see my partner? So I look at this and I say, well, the Earth Mother is definitely an energy, a very feminine energy of nurturing, of, again, bringing forth growth, really dealing with things that might be hidden and exploring that. So I'm able to sort of entice, or I see my partner as someone who can entice these things from me, who can, you know, ignite my own growth, who brings about, is very mothering, and in a way that allows me to see my own potential and to move forward. So they're like a catalyst, is how I would see that card. The fourth card is, how does my partner see him or herself? And the battle wagon represents challenges and obstacles. So my partner sees themselves as someone who maybe stands in my way. So I see my partner as someone who is a catalyst for myself, but he sees himself as a challenge. He's very challenging, or that's how he feels he is. Which then brings us down to card number 5. And this card represents, what do I need to do or not do in our partnership? So what do I need to do? This is the Moon card, and it's reversed. So perhaps there's things that I tell, maybe I'm too open with things. Maybe because I generally see the Moon as things hidden in shadow. Maybe I give too much information. Maybe and if I'm reading it in a reversed situation, I feel like it's reversed, that maybe I don't keep things in shadow and I should. Maybe I am too opinionated. Maybe I point out everything. Maybe I'm too blunt. Maybe I don't think before I speak. Maybe I shouldn't highlight everything all the time. You know, maybe my mouth, maybe I have a verbal diarrhea kind of thing. So I feel like this is suggesting that I'm too open, too revealing, and that I need to maintain some mystery. This card represents, what will I gain in this relationship? And this is the Harvest card. So it talks about abundance. It talks about gaining so much, harvesting all the things that I've put into the relationship. However, if I've put in a lot of shit into the relationship, I'm going to get a lot of that back. If I've nurtured you know, if my partner has sort of been this catalyst for me and I've nurtured things within him, then I'll get that back too. It's a time for reaping your seeds that you've sown and nurtured over the time. That's what I would get back. What will I gain? Which then brings us to card number 7. And this is the Nature card. And this represents, what is my current level of development? Now, when I see the Nature card, it really talks about being in a very physical place, being focused on the physical aspects, and not really focusing on the spiritual or the emotional, but really looking at what's happening physically. So how is this relationship? What is the physical focus in this relationship? So for some people, this may be sex. For other people, maybe there's physical challenges for me or my partner. You know, if my partner has a health condition, his physical body is going, you know, he's having some sort of physical challenges, or is dealing with a disease or a condition that is hindering his own, you know, ability to get around, or maybe his ability to think. Maybe he had an accident and has some sort of, you know, brain issue. Maybe he has seizures. That's what we're talking about here. Is I feel like that this is definitely a focus on talking about me. My current level of development is focusing on the physical aspects of the relationship, the challenges and the pleasures. So that's where it looks like I am within the relationship. This is card number 8. So this is, what is my partner's current level of development in the relationship. And the Green Man talks about new beginnings. It has definitely a focus on starting something new, a new cycle. So my partner could be had just perhaps went through a transition, and he is now focused on sort of reinventing himself or coming full cycle with his own personal development. So it talks about, when I see the Green Man, it talks about starting something new. So his development is sort of coming full circle. So he went through some sort of transformation, and now he has a focus on, you know, a rebirth or a reawakening or something of that sort. And that's where his focus is. So then the last card in this particular spread, card number 9, is, what is our common denominator, the sum of everything, the sum of the digits card. This is, what are we looking at? What is the end result? What is the common denominator? We see the two individuals, where they are, how they view each other, and this is, what do we see here? And when I see the Lover's card, it talks about coming together in a perfect vibrational union. This means that in how I would read this is telling me that me and my partner still have the same focus. We still want this relationship to work. We are putting our time and energy, and this is a good vibrational match. He's a good match for me. I'm a good match for him. And this relationship, regardless of what's going on individually, we're still focused on the same thing. We still want the same, we have the same goal. We have the same intention, and it matches. It's good. We're good for each other right now. And that's what the Lord and the Lady represents here. So that's how I would do this spread. I really find it interesting. I have never done a spread that only focuses on the major arcana, although I have told individuals that you can definitely do readings with just the major arcana cards. And this is a good, I feel like it's a good beginning spread for someone who is looking to do relationship readings. It definitely is good for the seasoned reader, but I feel like there is enough cards to give you a good focus and clarity, and then it really culminates. And I really like the image, and the actual back image in the book is it sort of looks like Baphomet a little bit. It definitely has the inverted pentagram, which talks to me about, having a focus on a physical relationship, looking at the actual practical in-person relationship. We're not necessarily focused on the spiritual development of each person. We're not looking at the physical, the non-physical or spiritual relationship, but we're looking at the physical, practical, in this realm relationship, and giving us some practical advice on how to make the relationship work. So that's the spread for today. Stay tuned for more spreads. And like I said, I'm going to be using this book and going through some of these because I think they're really interesting. Until next time, I love you.